Okay, hello. For this assignment, I am going to be analyzing an advertisement from the Food Network magazine. What was really fun was that I didn't have to go far to find an advertisement that was chock full of all type of sociological devices. And so just an overview of what the advertisement is. We have a woman in her own kitchen seasoning something that she has on the skillet. If you look around, the kitchen is very modern. We have the view of the city in the background. We have some fresh fruits, a KitchenAid mixer, and some cutting boards. The woman is dressed nicely. She's white. She looks like she's about middle to upper class based on the apartment she lives in. And the advertisement is for KitchenAid. So it says, make casserole on a Tuesday. When you have a KitchenAid kitchen, you're surrounded by stainless sous chefs. Your refrigerator keeps ingredients fresher longer. Your oven and cooktop roast evenly and simmer accurately. And your dishwasher overpowers even the stinkiest, sauciest messes. So take out that pork sausage, the pork shoulder, the pancetta, the Great Northern beans, or even last week's duck confit, and take on the French legend whenever inspiration strikes. Because when your ambition and your kitchen have no limits, there's so much more to make. Find more information and culinary inspiration at KitchenAid.com. So obviously the first thing that popped out to me was their head advertisement line here. You're surrounded by stainless sous chefs. I'm not going to quite get into the concept and theories, but they're already creating a desire and giving them an opportunity to be at the level of a cook that a high-end restaurant would have. I already went over that they established the women in the kitchen in the middle to upper class. The items that are being sold here are the refrigerator, the oven and cooktop, and a dishwasher. I thought it was very interesting that they brought up duck confit as one of the things that you can take out of the refrigerator that keeps things open fresher for longer. So the message is they're saying with KitchenAid, your entire food process is easier and more tasty. So it claims that the refrigerator keeps things fresher longer. It claims that the oven and cooktops roast more evenly and simmer more accurately. And the dishwasher is basically able to get rid of any of the sauciest messes in the world. So their whole message is that if you were to use their products, your whole process from start to finish will result in a safe, clean, delicious, and fresh food. It also claims that it'll take off some of the workload for you, so you don't have to do as much scrubbing with the dishwasher. You can just put those plates right in there. So it's giving you a reason to buy it because it'll make your life easier as a cook. You'll have little sous chefs around with you. Then it also says at this very end, because when your ambition and your kitchen have no limits, there's so much more to make. So KitchenAid is claiming that they can make it easier. And by saying that, it's also implying that the average home cook might need a little extra help, and these products can give you that help. Also, the messages in here imply that the average home cooker is familiar with fine cuisine. It mentions pancetta and Great Northern beans and even duck confit, which earlier when I mentioned that, I thought that was very interesting because if you know anything about duck confit, it's that it doesn't stay very well in the refrigerator. It is not something that you would want to eat as a leftover. So the fact that they're trying to put that in there is either playing the person that they're trying to market to, or I think that was a little bit of an oversight of like a stretch of what this product can do for you. But there was some term concepts and theories that I noticed. One was that they try to use cultural relativism. Cultural relativism. They misused it a little bit, and that's what I was just discussing about with the duck confit. Like, they try to build this bridge and like advertise to this middle to upper class, but the upper class would know that that's not something you should do. So that kind of devalidified their stance. It kind of made them look like a little amateurish, in my opinion. And the definition of cultural relativism is the understanding of other cultures on their own terms rather than judging or evaluating according to one's own culture. So I thought they misused this. They tried to build that bridge, but they fell a little bit short, in my opinion. There was a little bit of inconsistencies. Another one that they used was they tried to establish a material culture, where they were trying to give you the idea that with KitchenAid product, you can turn your average home kitchen into a more restaurant, high-end cuisine type food, that if you use these products, it's going to be easier to make those type of dishes. So they try to reference that with this, like, you're surrounded by stainless sous chefs. The definition of that was objects associated with a cultural group. So they were obviously referencing the food culture group in America, specifically high-end cuisine. Next, I want to go over the norms that are presented in here, and the norm would be that you don't have a KitchenAid mixer, so you have to do all of the folding in yourself, or the mixing and all of those types of things. The norm would be that you have a refrigerator that doesn't give you any extra freshness, that it keeps food that's a normal range. The other norm is that they do have ovens that cook unevenly, or a simmer that's closer to a boil on their stove because the heat is harder to regulate. So KitchenAid tries to destroy those norms by saying that these products will give you access to be able to break those normal bounds. And I thought that was a very good marketing tool. Anybody who cooks is always looking for an easier way to get through the prep station without compromising any of the flavor or the texture. So I thought that was a really good one that they addressed, was breaking those norms and making the workload less for the user if they decide to go with this product. Another one that they use is they reference the dominant culture, which is also very smart, because again, anyone who cooks at home watches the Food Channel. They love the different chefs and how they watch their techniques, and KitchenAid is claiming to giving you the access to what the dominant culture uses without having to hire a sous chef at home. They're giving you these products that will yield very similar results as if you were a sous chef. Again, it's a little bit of a reach, but I think it's a good marketing ploy. Any amateur cook is going to want to validify themselves and get themselves the tools to up their game, so to speak. So it was obviously a very good choice to reference sous chefs, and again, they keep on coming back to the reference of fine cuisine and KitchenAid being able to help you create fine cuisine. The last device that I identified was that they pulled strings about the ideal culture, so that you want to create the ideal kitchen. It pulls on the idea of what this is what a perfect kitchen should look like. Like, it's so smart. Like, we have fresh produce, we have this beautiful brick wall, these gorgeous fixtures and decoration. Like, this looks like a very well constructed kitchen. It makes you want to go out and model your whole kitchen after this beautiful display, this advertisement. Even look at the cutting boards, and we got a copper mixing bowl down here, which is beautiful and adds flavor. Everything in this kitchen connotates fine cuisine, and it makes you want to create the ideal culture of a kitchen, which would be something like this if you could afford it. KitchenAid is very smart, and the whole advertising that they're doing here. Obviously, KitchenAid isn't a cheap brand. They're very high-end and expensive, and so they aren't going to be marketing and things like JCPenney's as heavily as this. And I would even stretch to say that they would definitely change what this kitchen would look like if the same advertisement was made to be altered into a JCPenney catalog. That being said, I think this was really good advertising, except for them misusing the cultural relativism. They're going back and forth here a little bit with that, but besides that, it's beautiful advertisement. Thank you.